Hello everybody, and this is the video for area of a circle. And if we take a look at our can statement, it's very simple today. It's just that I can find the area of a circle, and we can really do this by using the formula for area of a circle. Now, area of a circle is a little bit more complicated than the area of, say, a rectangle or a square, and that's because circles are round and they don't have edges. Okay, so that means we have to use our favorite thing in the entire world, which is known as pi. Okay, so one thing we need to remember is that we can use 3.14 for pi, and the formula is area equals pi times r squared. This r right here, that's your radius. Okay, and if we remember, if we look back just from prior knowledge, we know if we have a circle, here's the center of the circle, and we have a line that just goes from the center to the end of the circle. This right here, that line is your radius. Okay. The radius does not go all the way through the middle to the other end of the circle. It stops in the middle, so it's only half of the diameter. Okay. Also notice that for this formula, for the area formula of a circle, we don't have the diameter in here. Okay, you cannot use the diameter when finding the area of a circle. If you're given the diameter, you would have to find the radius from the diameter and then plug the radius into your formula. Okay, so let's take a look at some problems and showing how to use this formula. So if I need to find the area of this circle, I have a circle and I have from a line going from the center of the circle to the edge, so therefore it is the radius, it's not a diameter. So I have a radius of 3. So again, if I look back on my formula, it's going to be A equals pi r squared. So what I need to do is I need to take my r, which is my radius, is 3, and plug it in for r. So my area is going to equal to pi times 3 squared. Okay. First thing we need to think about is we need to do order of operations. If we look at PEMDAS, okay, order of operations, first we need to do parentheses first, and then exponents. I have an exponent here. This square, that's an exponent. So I need to do 3 squared first. Okay, so that's the same thing as 3 times 3. That's what squared means. Okay, you multiply the number by itself. So 3 times 3 is 9. So I have area equals pi times 9. Okay, and now I can use 3.14 for pi and just multiply, and I'm done, and I'm going to find my area. So I need to do 3.14 times 9, and this is what's going to give me my area. Okay, and if we do it real quick, let's see, 36, 9, 12, 27, 28. 1, 2 numbers after the decimal, 1, 2, there we go. So the area of this circle with the radius of 3, the area is 28 and 26/100ths. Okay, 28.26. Okay, and what that means, you guys, what that's telling us is that if I were to fill in this circle, it would be filled in with 28.26 square inches, okay, or square centimeters, whatever our unit of measurement is. Okay, now let's look at another problem. So now I have a circle, and I want to find the area of it. Except for now, with the circle, I have a diameter because it goes from it's a line that goes from one end of the circle all the way to the other end, and it goes through the middle of the circle. This is the diameter. It's not the radius. And if we look at, we remember our formula. The formula is area equals pi times the radius squared. So I have to find my radius from this diameter. I cannot just plug this diameter in for r. Okay, and if we look at it, we notice that the radius goes from the middle of the circle to the end of the circle, and the diameter goes all the way through. So really, the diameter is twice the amount of the radius. So if I take 2 radii, it's going to make 1 diameter. So my radius equals half of my diameter. So I need to figure out what half of 12 is. And most of us should know that that means our radius is equal to 6. So now I can go back to my formula, plug in my r into my formula, and solve the problem. So pi times 6 squared. Now 6 squared is the same thing as 6 times 6, so the area is equal to pi times 36. And now I would just multiply 3.14 times 36. And let's do it. 24, 8, 18, 12, 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4, and 9. And when I add them up, I'm going to put my answer over here because I ran out of room, of course. 8 plus 4 is 12, plus 1, that's 13. Bring over my 1, and that would be 11. 1, 2 numbers after the decimal, 1, 2. So the area of this circle is 113 4/100ths. All right. One last problem, just to make sure we've got this down, is for this circle right here, I'm given a radius, it looks like, because it only goes from the middle of the circle to the end. But now I've got 8.2, so it's a decimal. The cool thing is the decimal does not change anything with the process of how to do this problem. I'm still going to use my formula, area equals pi r squared. I have my r. My r is equal to 8.2 right here. So I'm just going to take my 8.2, plug it in for r. So my area equals pi times 8.2 squared. Okay, and then now I just have to do my math and figure out, to do my multiplication and figure out the answer. So the first thing I need to do is I need to do 8.2 squared. Let's do that over here just so we can save some room. 8.2 squared is the same thing as 8.2 times 8.2. So let's see, 2 times 2, 4, 16. 8 times 2 is 16. 8 times 8 is 64. Plus 1 is 65. Awesome. 12, 7, 6. So 6,724. And if I count, I have one number after the decimal, but I also have another one right here. So it's 1, 2 numbers after the decimal. So I move it over 1, 2. So 8.2 squared is the same thing as 67 24/100ths. So now I'm left with area equals pi times 67 24/100ths. Okay. And lastly, now what I need to do is 67 24/100ths times pi, 3.14, and that's going to give me my area. Okay, and just for the sake of time, I know we all know how to multiply, so I'm not going to multiply this one out right now. The answer when you do multiply, if you want to check right now and pause this video, if you did multiply, you will get the answer of 211.1336. That would be your final answer, and that would be the area of this circle. Okay, so quick recap. For the area of a circle, every single time we will use this formula right here, area equals pi r squared, and make sure that we are using the radius, not the diameter. So if you are given a diameter of a circle, like in this problem right here, make sure you take half of it first, and then you can plug it into your formula for the radius squared. Remember that with this squared, this exponent right here in your formula, r squared is the same thing as just r times r, and then you multiply by pi in the very, very end. Okay, good luck to you guys, and hope this video helped.